Pixar's Inside Out 2 predicted to make over, how about this, $90 million at the box office this weekend, which would make it the biggest opening for a film this year.
Our Morgan Hoffman traveled to L.A. to interview the cast and joins us now. So, Morgan, is it worth all the hype?
I'm going to say yes, and we had to wait a little bit for this one. So Inside Out, when it first came out, it won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. It made so much money at the box office, but that was almost 10 years ago. So we've been patiently waiting for this one. What is so lovely about this film is the main character, Riley. She's now hitting those puberty years. So there's a lot of emotions going on. And Maya Hawke, who a lot of people know from Stranger Things, she voices anxiety. And all I have to say is, yes, Pixar films are for all ages. You would think it's for kids. But I have never seen anxiety depicted this way and how relatable it can be for all ages. Like, I was emotional watching this movie just purely from the viewpoint of someone going through an anxiety attack. Like, it's so well done. It's very funny. You definitely feel like you're going to cry at the end. But yeah, I definitely think it's going to be worth all the hype, and I hope it makes all the monies. Okay, so take a look.
Riley is officially a teenager now. You aren't packed yet?
I'm the worst!
Overreact much?
I barely touched it.
Let the professional handle this.
What were you like as teenagers? Because we talk about Riley, she's going through all these emotions. Were you the cool kids? I was not. I was like, not.
Well, okay, that's a good question. I was kind of a floater, so I was kind of. You were a floater, so I was a code switcher. I would kind of be wherever I was. And so it took me actually a while, just like in the film, to figure out, like, what did I actually believe in? Like, who was my deep self? Which I love that about the sense of self and the belief system that they build. So I was kind of all over the place when I was a kid. I didn't really know who. It took a while. Yeah.
I was too. It took me until my senior year of high school to find, like, the theater kids. Like, weirdly, even though I was always doing theater, for some reason that was never where my social life was, until, like, I wouldn't accept my fate as a dweeb, kind of, I think. Like, I refused to accept it for the first couple years, and I tried out everything else until my senior year, and I was like, I think I'm gonna start a book club, and I think I'm gonna be in the play, and I think I'm gonna hang out with the kids that actually like the things that I have to say.
I blacked out for a lot of it.
Exactly. Totally.
I actively blacked out.
Yeah.
Reviving Ophelia, this book talks about that, especially for teenage girls, because that's also when there's pressure to be pretty.
Oh, yes.
So there's a lot going on for us, and there are chunks. It's trauma response. There are chunks when it's overwhelmed, you don't remember, and it's alluded to in the movie.
Yeah.
So there's tons I don't remember. I'm sure on the outside it looked fine though, and that's kind of the theme of this movie. It lives in here.
As you're saying this, I'm like, I didn't even have a book, and I blacked out. I would say I was that kid that was like, I will do whatever it takes for you to like me.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of different groups, like the nerds and stuff, and I was just like, this is what's kind of cool though, is even though that was tough at the time, now I'm an actor where you kind of become things. So it's cool how I believe God uses this kind of brokenness time to, like, for your future work.
I was loud and I was funny, but, like, I wasn't cool. I wasn't, like, dating or driving a nice car. I was making videos on the weekends with my buddies, and we thought we were geniuses, and we weren't.
Yeah.
Similar?
I was.
You're like, I was cool.
No, I wasn't.
You can say it.
No,
you can say it.
I wasn't cool. I had cool friends.
Yeah, okay.
I was not, and but I basically, me and about 5 other people ran the school for a while. By the time I was a junior, we ran the place. Yeah. So that was, but it didn't make me cool. It just made me kind of
You know what I wasn't expecting? I wasn't expecting to get emotional and hear people sniffling in the audience when we saw anxiety go through her moment. How did you feel watching that scene back? Because I can imagine, you're doing voice work for it, but to visually see that happen, we were overwhelmed in the theaters.
Well, I think that the real thing with anxiety is that we didn't want her to be a villain. Yeah. And so every moment I really had to make sure that I understood her point of view in the situation. Like that it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna play this bad character. It's like, no. This person has a practical, this is all for love of Riley, right? All like true love. And so she functions, and I think all great villains operate this way. She functions as a villain within the story, but is not a villain within her own story until the end, when she realizes that she has been misleading Riley and that she is getting out of control, and then she becomes the villain in her own story, which is, when I have been the villain in my own story, it's pretty much the most upset I ever am. When I'm like, oh, right, I've been upset, and the problem has been, oh, me? Huh, oh, okay, right. You just got it. I was understood, you know? And
it's very healthy, though.
That really tugs on your heartstrings, and I think so, I don't know, that's what I think about that last moment.
Yes, ditto, and also just, Ronnie Del Carmen is an amazing animator and part of this world of Inside Out, the first one, and from what I understand, he came in to work on that specific kind of, anxiety has like a, Riley and anxiety have a moment together that's really intense. And just the way it's animated, I just was looking at it thinking, this is so fresh. And so it's giving me such a big feeling. And to just visualize feelings is so hard.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much. You're done that Taylor Swift video. Stop.
I know.
Stop. So
Pretty
good.
Thank you so much, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. It was lovely meeting you.
That was quick. So cute. And it's just, visualizing emotions is really great. So the movie hits theaters this weekend.
Looks awesome.